Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. We have some really exciting information to go over today. A big Generation 10 rumor has just dropped. We also have some new Nintendo Direct hints for this month, new Pokemon events that have been announced, and a few other bits and bobs to go over as well. Plenty of things to take a look at today though, so if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's go over the first Pokemon event announcement, and this is actually a continuation of the Shiny Gimmighoul event. So we've got Cerebi here tweeting out, saying, Cerebi update, as Shiny Gimmighoul wasn't available for the first day of the event, Pokemon Go is to extend its availability until the 7th of July 2025 at 8 PM local time. So you basically get another day of getting this shiny roaming form Gimmighoul. They are pretty high odds. You don't really have to do a ton to get it. You know, if you just do one coin bag, you should probably get it. But if you haven't had it by now, then don't worry, you have another day to get it. You can, of course, do one coin bag a day. But yeah, I mean, by the 7th, you know, it's a few days away. You should probably have had it, unless your luck is just absolutely abysmal. But yeah, definitely worth getting, of course, if you are trying to get every single shiny Pokemon and form. Moving on, we also have a new Pokemon Go announcement regarding the Honedge line. So we've got Cerebi here tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, the Pokemon Go Ultra Unlock Steel and Scales event has been revealed. It runs from the 22nd of July at 10 AM to July the 27th at 8 PM local time. It adds Honedge, Doublade, and Aegislash into the game. So there's a bit more information about these these Pokemon in this event and stuff. So obviously Honedge, Doublade, Aegislash make their debut in Pokemon Go. We have some event bonuses as well, so 4 times XP for catching Pokemon, 4 times Stardust for catching Pokemon as well. So this is a very good event. And then you also have an increased chance to encounter Shiny Bagon and Shiny Beldum, and then also you have an increased chance to encounter Shiny Unknown U in raids as well. Regarding wild encounters, Magnemite, Dratini, Aron, Bagon, Beldum, Ferroseed, Noibat, and Rookidee are higher spawns, and you may even find an Axew and a Gumi. In raids, you've got Unknown U, Gible, Clink, Dino, Honedge, Skarmory, Bisharp, Dragalge, and Turtonator. So that's just the information regarding the new Honedge event. Really cool Pokemon. Unfortunately, not their shiny forms aren't available, but they will be in the future because, of course, the Aegislash has one of the coolest shiny lines going. But either way, those are all of the new Pokemon Go events that you may not have heard about. Moving on, we have an update regarding the Nintendo Switch 2, which also goes hand in hand with a potential Nintendo Direct hint as well. There is a lot of rumors circulating about a brand new Nintendo Direct happening this month. Of course, we have the Pokemon Presents at the end of the month, which means that the Nintendo Direct would have to be like next week or maybe the week after, because they're not going to run a Nintendo Direct around the same time as a Pokemon Presents, because it would take kind of the hype away from each other. So yeah, that's kind of the situation going on right now. But we do have this rumor which kind of goes hand in hand with that Nintendo Direct. So we've got Nintendo Soup here tweeting out saying, rumor, Digimon Story Time Stranger listed for the Nintendo Switch 2. So it says, rumor, Digimon Story Time Stranger listed for the Nintendo Switch 2. So some new evidence has surfaced hinting that Digimon Story Time Stranger is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. For those who may not be aware, Digimon Story Time Stranger is the latest upcoming entry in the Digimon Story series, planned to release on October 2025 for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. However, an EAN barcode for a Nintendo Switch 2 version of Digimon Story Time Stranger has surfaced on an online database. So EAN barcodes are used by Europe to identify different products for sale. So this discovery seemingly all but confirming that the game is also coming to the Nintendo Switch. We do have Stealth talking about this though, saying Digimon Story Time Stranger has an EAN code for the Switch 2 version. More evidence Nintendo is saving reveals for a Nintendo Direct, because why would they have not announced this for the Nintendo Switch 2 by now, especially because they have, of course, announced it for all the other consoles and stuff and PC. It's probably because they are just saving it for a Nintendo Switch 2. And this is quite a big game as well. There are a lot of Digimon fans out there. The Digimon Story games do relatively well as well. So this is just going to be one of those third-party games that they're probably going to be saving for this Nintendo Direct. Again, there's other rumors that are circulating about this Nintendo Direct as well. Brand new Animal Crossing game, which of course is something that we all want to see. Pokemon Colosseum shadow dropping. There's a few other things as well kind of dropping for that Nintendo Direct. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that they can go over, but this is another hint towards that potential Nintendo Direct. And then also, some have gone as far to claim that this hints at that a Nintendo Direct could be just around the corner, but there has been no such announcement from Nintendo at the time of this writing. As with all reports of this nature, we caution readers to take the information with a grain of salt. Stay tuned for more updates as they come. I mean, it is just a rumor at the end of the day, but the fact that it has a barcode saying that's going to be for the Switch 2 it basically confirms it. I guess the more so that the rumor is about this Nintendo Direct, but if they haven't already announced this, then, you know, they might just be saving it for the Nintendo Switch 2. So either way, hopefully we get that Nintendo Direct, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it's just right around the corner, because, like I say, it can't really be at the end of the month because that's when the Pokemon Presents is. But anyway, that's the kind of Nintendo Direct and Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. Moving on, we have some good news for Pokemon movie fans. We have Go Nintendo tweet here posting saying the first 3 Pokemon movies being added to YouTube. So it says a triple feature. Looking to have a nostalgic summer, Pokemon Co. has just made an announcement that's sure to excite long-time fans, and you won't have to wait long to get into the nostalgia. Pokemon Company has announced that they'll be making the first 3 Pokemon movies available to stream on YouTube for free. All you'll have to do is visit the official Pokemon YouTube channel to enjoy the features, and it seems the very first movie will make its way online come July the 4th, 2025. It's unclear when the other 2 films will arrive, but they may be available the same day. Does this mark the beginning of the entire Pokemon movie franchise making its way to the Pokemon YouTube channel? We don't have any official word just yet, but let's cross our fingers that will be the case. I mean, obviously we have Pokemon, like the Pokemon TV channel now, where they're dropping all the episodes and stuff. Movies are a little bit more difficult because, like, certain rights and stuff might stop them from being able to do it. I don't really know what the situation is with all that, but the first 3 movies are some of the best anyway. Mewtwo Strikes Back, Pokemon 2000, and then Pokemon 3 the movie. I absolutely love these films. I mean, Pokemon 2000 is my favorite Pokemon movie of all time, so I'm definitely watching these. I haven't actually watched the Entei movie in a very long time as well, so I'm definitely going to watch all these, and then Mewtwo Strikes Back is just an absolute all-time classic as well. But yeah, if you haven't seen the first 3 movies and you want to watch them for free, they are going to be available tomorrow on July the 4th, which is going to be great stuff, and hopefully they're all available at the same time, but if not, then hopefully the next 2 are available just a couple days later, or maybe the next week or something. But either way, that's an update regarding the Pokemon movies. Moving on, we have another Nintendo Switch 2 update to go over. This is just a quick little one. We've got Nintendo Soup here posting saying, here's the maximum amount of time you can use game chat on the Nintendo Switch 2. So there's actually a time limit to this game chat, and it will kick you out of the game chat if you kind of, I guess, meet this time frame. But it says, here's the maximum amount of time you can use game chat on the Nintendo Switch 2. Like I say, nothing crazy, but still, I guess, an update. It appears that there is a time limit to how long you can run a game chat session for on the Nintendo Switch 2. So according to YouTuber Nathaniel Bandy, hope I got that right, a game chat session can run up to 24 hours. Before the room closes, all participants in the game chat room will get 3 warnings: 30 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute before the room closes. Once the room closes, a notification will appear at the top left of the screen saying that time's up, you left the chat. You can continue chatting with your friends by starting another game chat session and inviting them over. So after a day of just non-stop gaming, the Nintendo Switch 2 will kick you out of the game chat session, but then it's just going to let you straight back into one anyway. So I don't know why that's a thing, but either way, if you are thinking of doing a whole day session of gaming, then yeah, you may have to make another game chat after the 24-hour period, but most of us won't even have to deal with this. But either way, just another update for the Nintendo Switch 2. Finishing things off for today, though, we have a pretty big Generation 10 rumor to go over, which also talks about another new game and the Pokemon anime as well. It was posted on the 2nd of July, so yesterday, and it's titled Let's Cook. This was posted on 4chan, so as always, take it with a grain of salt. I have to say that every time, just because some people think that this is gospel. This is not gospel. This is literally a rumor. Very likely someone has just posted this on 4chan. Very low chance of it being real, but there are leakers on 4chan that we do know about, so you never know. But anyway, let's see what they say. So they've titled it Pokemon Sea and Pokemon Sky, which I still think they're kind of the best names that Generation 10 can be called. You could also have like Pokemon Wave and Sky, or Pokemon Ocean and Sky, or whatever, but I think something to do with the sea and the sky is going to be, I guess, the main sort of naming feature for these games. Anyway, the starter Pokemon are apparently going to be a grass dog, a fire ibex, and a water octopus with a shell. So those are the starter Pokemon. Nothing crazy, really, but hey, they might look incredible. You never know. It says the legendary Pokemon are going to be a Pegasus that you can fly in Pokemon Sky, and a Hippocampus that you can swim in Pokemon Sea. So yeah, we've seen that kind of pop up a lot, where in Pokemon Sky you do all the flying, in Pokemon Sea you do all the swimming. I feel like you should be able to do both in both games, because hopefully diving is in this game, and obviously that means that you wouldn't be able to dive in Pokemon Sky potentially because you're flying, but I don't know, I feel like it's something that they should definitely have in both games. It says you can ride many species of Pokemon, not only the legendaries. So yeah, I mean, I don't think that we need to have an exact replica of Generation 9. Like, it was cool having Miraidon and Koraidon as the rideable Pokemon. They were with us the whole adventure, and then obviously you get them at the end of the game. Quite like that gimmick, but I don't think we need that again, like the exact next game. Let us ride multiple Pokemon that allow us to ride on the sea or the sky or whatever. So yeah, I don't think we should get the legendary at the very start. It's something that we should get at the end of the game, like, you know, the old Pokemon games used to be. The protagonists are more mature in Pokemon. Oh, the protagonists is more mature than Scarlet and Violet. Okay, so they're more mature than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I don't know if that means that we're going to be older or what, but I'd assume so. It says your house is on rocks next to the sea. So we actually live in this region, and we do not move here, and we have a house on the rocks right next to the sea. There's not a national dex, but there's about 500 Pokemon in the main game, which is quite a hefty amount. I mean, with Pokemon Generation 10, you'd think they're going to introduce probably around 100 new Pokemon. We already have over 1,000, so that'd be like 1,100 plus Pokemon. So 500 of it, just less than half, should I say. But then we'll have DLC, which will probably add like another 100 each. So you're looking at around 700 out of 1,100 Pokemon after the DLCs. I mean, they might even do multiple DLCs for this game. We don't really know what the future of Pokemon's going to be with Champions, because if Champions is just going to be the main competitive game, then they could literally make a Generation 10 game and then just release DLC for it for the next few years, but make them like really, really good DLC packs, and then eventually have like every Pokemon in the game or something. I don't really know which avenue they're going to take, but I think it is going to change a bit now we have Pokemon Champions on the horizon. I think that will change how kind of the games are being developed and stuff. I think they're going to take a step back away from competitive in the main series games, because they have Pokemon Champions for that, and it'll allow them to concentrate more on the actual game, new Pokemon, new, I guess, gimmicks and stuff like that, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think we just got to get used to it. And then goes on to say, Rella gets a new evolution, being bug fighting, based on, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Sisyphus or something like that. 2 new fossil Pokemon. So we have a Water Rock Shark and a Water Rock Mosasaurus, which sounds pretty good. I mean, both Water Rock, which is a bit of a shame, but I assume one of them would have been Flying Rock, because obviously Sea Sky. But yeah, both Water Rock in this game. It says there is a first route normal cute donkey and a water flying kingfisher. Then it goes on to say, which I really hope is true, Eevee gets 2 new evolutions, being Flying and Dragon. I mean, Flying and Dragon sound perfect. I mean, I don't even need 2, just give me 1 new Eeveelution. We haven't had one since Generation 6, being Sylveon, which was over 10 years ago. We were all hoping we was going to get one in Legends EA. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case unless they drop it with like DLC or something, but again, very, very unlikely, especially because it's the year of Eevee as well. You thought that everything's kind of pointing towards a new Eeveelution, but yeah, unfortunately that's not the case. But apparently going to get one that's going to be flying and one that's going to be Dragon type in Generation 10. I mean, it's about time we got another one, but who knows. We know that they're not scrapping them completely, because they were going to make one in Gen 7, which was going to be this flying type, so hopefully they bring that back. We'll have to see. It says too much water. If you hate it, well, bad news. It's the most watery region by far. I mean, it's an archipelago of islands. We know there's going to be a lot of water. You're going to be doing a lot of traveling through water in this game, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think it's going to be very much, like I say, Wind Waker vibes. You know, not a lot of people, you know, barely anyone dislikes Wind Waker, and a lot of the game you are literally sailing from island to island, and there's not even really any fast travel in that game. So if that's okay, why can't it be okay for Pokemon? I feel like if you base the game around it, people just get used to it, and people probably start enjoying it, especially if there's like loads of little islands you can explore, and there's like Pokemon you can find and stuff in different sections. I think that will just completely make people fine with it. Like the thing with Auras, I mean, there wasn't even too much water. That was just a really bad review. It's just become a meme at the moment, or it's just been a meme since then. But yeah, I think people just get used to it. If you kind of throw them into that throw them into the deep end, no pun intended, then I think people will just get used to it. And yeah, like I say, if there's a ton of like little islands and stuff that have like rare Pokemon on, I think it'll be fine, because people love exploring, especially if it's a massive open world Pokemon game. But anyway, that's Generation 10. And then we have the anime, so X anime, so being Generation 10 anime. So there's no Ash, but he will have a big cinematic movie. I mean, we're still waiting on a new Pokemon movie. We haven't had one for years now, for whatever reason. I know the pandemic had something to do with that, but yeah, we used to get one like every year, and now it's just absolutely zilch. No Lyco and no Roy, which we are assuming is the case anyway. It has, I guess, technically been leaked that the new protagonist is going to be like a young boy or something. So yeah, Lyco and Roy, I think it's just going to be a one and done Generation 9 series, and then that's it. And then one protagonist with 2 friends, a boy and a girl. So yeah, this male protagonist, and they're going to have 2 friends as well. But again, that's quote-unquote been leaked, but again, we'll have to wait and see. And then it says Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time / Darkness remake for the Nintendo Switch 2. It adds Fairy type, Mega Evolutions, plus some regional forms. And then it adds mons like Annihilape, Sylveon, Farigiraf, and more. So, don't know when that would be announced. Don't know when any of this is getting announced, because they don't say. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like a terrible rumor. I think they've just thrown some stuff in there that we kind of know a little bit about from Generation 10 and the anime and stuff to kind of make it a little bit more believable. I think most people do that nowadays, though, because there are quite a lot of leaks going around for Generation 10, for the anime, for Legends EA. People know they can just throw those into rumors to make them sound a little bit more believable. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we get some good news anyway in the presents in July. But yeah, hopefully this Nintendo Direct drops soon as well, and then we get something in that. But either way, that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below. Let's try to hit 500 likes. It does really help out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we covered in this video, this rumor. What are your thoughts on the Gen 10 stuff, Switch 2 stuff, Pokemon movie stuff? Do you think we're going to see a Nintendo Direct this month? And then also make sure to get your shiny Gimmighoul if you are bothered about that. But thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. And until next time, peace.